Hello, I'm Zaylan, CEO of Ravel, and we are a circular economy solution for textile waste. All started a few years ago here in Seattle with this vision, a world in which the way that we consume clothing supports people and the planet to prosper in harmony. And yet here we are. Most of our clothing ends in landfill, and a lot of that in the global south in places like this. 82% of clothing in the USA is thrown away in under 1 year. Let's jump back for a second. Here's me in the early 2000s, doing better now, running an apparel supply chain. My siblings and I were building a rapidly growing eco-friendly sports clothing brand. We did our best to make everything high quality and durable with the latest and greatest blends of technical fibers. So while I'm sure there's plenty of it still out there, I'm probably responsible for 500,000 items of clothing currently in landfill around the world. Back to today, 150 billion items were made in 2022. Not by us, by the way. We're consuming obscene amounts of apparel, and it's all ending up in the trash. Now, this is a global problem. Massive volumes, low quality materials are being turned out, almost no clarity on what the impact they have or where they're coming from. And the majority of clothing typically ends up downcycled or dumped overseas. The fashion industry is caught up in the greenwashing campaigns and making commitments to do better in the future. We see this as a huge commercial opportunity. So we're all wearing clothing, thank you. Most of it is complex blends of different types of fiber and other additives. So we know this is a hard problem to solve. There can be more ingredients in a shirt than a gas station frozen burrito. There's a reason, of course. Blended fabrics are the best of all worlds. It's what everyone wants. It's comfort, it's durability, it's stretch, it's non-recyclable, blended material clothing. But that's exactly what our patent-pending IP addresses. We have figured out how to separate the raw materials back out so that they are circularly reusable and isolate the gunk for concentrated, safe disposal. So in essence, we're completing this circle. On the one side, brands are grasping for sustainable end-of-life solutions for waste, and we can serve that market. But on the other side, with the lion's share of our revenue model, we sell high-quality fiber to apparel brands to use in new clothing. Let me frame this up to show you how big it actually is. First, brands are making huge promises. All these folks up here, check your labels. Net zero by 2030, all sustainable materials by 2025, etc. And the truth is the global infrastructure and the technology isn't in place to meet even a fraction of these promises. Yet, most of what's being made and planned is still multi-material blended fibers. 85% of it's polyester cotton blends, increasingly with high percentages of elastane. And those are the exact materials that we can uniquely extract, purify, and reproduce. So here's where we stand. With a unique opportunity to control the future of textile raw materials, Ravel holds that key to unlocking truly sustainable fashion. And the potential is huge. Global textile fiber is a $175 billion industry. Less than 5 billion of that is sold as sustainable. So no matter what, we can start with that. We're not the only ones in the space. There are about a dozen other companies tackling complex textile waste. Our key differentiation is that we take in all cotton poly blends, including the holy grail of high elastane content. Our model is a light touch process that maintains the quality of the raw materials and selectively cleans out the stuff we don't want. It's low energy, low cost, low footprint solution. Our progress to date includes approving our technology at lab scale in our factory space here in Seattle, and securing additional grant funding to de-risk some of the tech with R&D for our proprietary process. Currently working on our pilot scale system, around 100 pounds a day. Our next milestone is our first commercial facility with a capacity to process 650,000 pounds of fiber per year, which will generate initial revenue based here in Seattle, and that's the waste we're working with. Key funders for our progress to date have been National Science Foundation's SBIR program, and Ravel is thrilled to be part of an incredible circular economy program here in King County, where we're working closely with Goodwill to transform their textile waste into socks to donate to the houseless population in the Seattle area, and additional materials to work with Ming Ming and the Refugee Artisan Initiative for their products. So in addition to overwhelming market pull, we are definitely in a regulatory tailwind. European policy is already having impacts on the global supply chain for sure, and systems change is coming. So our unit level economics are strong. In our first facility, we'll achieve a 60% gross margin on a pound for pound basis, which will improve as we scale. We're initially targeting a $31 million revenue by 2027, and then it's off to the races after that. Our sales pipeline is primed right now. We're having brands waiting for us to get to commercial scale. Over the last year or so, I've spoken to over 300 textile industry leaders, resulting in supply chain partnerships, LOIs with up-and-coming brands, early conversations with 2 big box retailers who you all will probably know, and an initial pilot with a household name in the sustainability apparel space. Everything in the market is signaling that the demand is there. We know the supply is there, and we have the tech. Now it's about executing. Excited about the economic opportunity, but also the important impact our company can have on the climate crisis. We save 72% over virgin materials of emissions, which is a huge improvement for an often overlooked industry. And as we scale, so does the real tangible impact of the solution. Diverse team is uniquely equipped to tackle this. Our experience spans fiber engineering, polymer chemistry, textile manufacturing, global supply chain, and sustainable business. We exist to create this technology and the infrastructure for circular textiles, and enabling that endless flow of fiber free from waste. So join us in this material resolution. At worst, I pulled a thread in your brain there. At best, you'll never forget it. We're looking for partners. We are hiring, and we're fundraising a seed round to build out that commercial scale facility. Reach out if you want to talk more about that. Thank you for your time, and happy to answer any questions.